So I just got home and I found this package by my doorstep. By the box you can tell it's from G4M, but I haven't ordered anything from them. It's addressed to me, so let's find out what it is. It's a guitar. Ooh! Whoa! That's very nice. That is sick. And they did away with that big red box with the G4M logo on it. Now it's just a nice, like, stenciled logo. That looks very, very cool. Look at this finish. Floyd Rose and everything. That's a Floyd Rose special. So I'd imagine that'd be kind of like an affordable kind of guitar. Whoa! Lumen lays as well? Look at that! Alright, I need to plug this in. Wait, before I plug this in, we need to do the inaugural peel the plastic off. I don't know how I'm going to do this one-handed. Oh, this could have been a lot more satisfying with the strings off. There you go. Look at that. Very nice. And the other one. Nice. Alright, I just quickly tuned this up into drop D. The strings are a bit loose because I imagine these are 10 to 46. I normally play 10 to 52s for drop D. I'm plugged into my Quad Cortex pedal board, which has a Rat 2 going into a capture of a Marshall DSL-20 on the clean channel. So yeah, without further ado, this is what it sounds like. This sounds so good. I'll be honest, I've already been playing this for like the past hour. I've just been noodling so much that I forgot to set up my cameras and stuff. Not only that, it feels amazing to play. I haven't really been told much about this guitar, so I don't know how much it costs. I don't know what the price range of this guitar is. But knowing G4M and G4M and all that stuff, I'd imagine it's gonna be nowhere near more than 500 pounds, I guess. So yeah, this feels absolutely incredible. The pickups sound okay. I think on cheaper pickups, you always lose a little bit of clarity on the high end. It's always not quite as, like, responsive. Another thing I'm noticing is I'm not the biggest fan of this control layout, so I'd probably swap the pickup selector down here, up here. I like being able to access my pickup selector very easily for, like, switching to pickups during a solo. I haven't mentioned how it looks. Look how sick this looks. This is, so this is burled? Like a burl top, maple burl top, or something like that. I'm not too familiar with the types of woods, but that looks so nice. Look at that. A nice matte finish. I'm definitely gonna mod this. Probably just more to do with like the way it sounds. Again, like the control layout. I want to swap that around to make it more ideal to the way I play. So yeah, I guess stay tuned. This is gonna be a fun little project. Yeah. One issue I have just spotted with this guitar is, where do I keep it? Both my racks are full. When I bought this second rack, I didn't think I'd be able to fill it, but clearly I was wrong. I guess I need to get rid of stuff. Okay, I apologize, my lighting isn't very good at the moment because I've just thrown my camera up, but I've got a brainwave and I want to just get it down and let you guys know what I'm thinking. I've restrung this for drop G. And I've just been playing this for like the past few days in drop G. And it sounds really, really good in drop G with that kind of distortion. I'll clarify, it's not drop G, it's G, low G, and then drop D. So it's drop D with a low G, but I'm just gonna call it drop G for simplicity's sake. I think these stock pickups sound great for this distorted, really heavy, chunky low G stuff. But I'm not happy with the way it sounds clean. I think there's a lot of high end missing from that. Like there's no, these are fresh strings, but there's none of that zing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep the same magnet in this pickup, and I'm just gonna rewind this pickup. I've looked up more about this guitar now on the Gear4Music website, and this has a ceramic magnet. Originally I was gonna just do a 1-for-1 for this guitar with this pickup, the pickups in this guitar. It's a lot lower output of an Alnico 5 in the bridge pickup, but I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna just make the same thing, make these two guitars sound the same. Let's have different tools for different things. So I'm gonna keep the ceramic magnet in the bridge pickup, and hopefully by rewinding it, I can voice it to have a slightly more higher end, a bit more brightness, but keep that kind of really chunky, saturated blooming effect that I get from the ceramic pickups. I'm going to swap all the Floyd Rose hardware points for stainless steel. I'm basically gonna make these two guitars like brothers and sisters. This one will be kind of like nice and articulate and like very dynamic. This is gonna be like a chug monster. Oh, and one more thing. I ordered a bathroom door lock. This is what I have in the trem cavity of my Schecter as well. This will go right here so that I can convert this to a hardtail whenever I want and then drop tune this even further. So yeah, that's my brainwave. Let's get to work. So the first thing we're gonna do is install this bathroom door lock thingy that I'm gonna use as a trem stop. First I'm gonna have to loosen off the strings, because we need to reposition some of the springs back here to fit this in here. One thing as well is I've already installed a little magnet at the back of the headstock that holds an Allen key. So let's get these strings loosened off. So, back plate is off. We're still gonna keep 3 springs on the back. The way they're laid out right now, you can probably tell that there's literally no space for this in here. There you go, right there. Sweet, so now we've made a bit more room. But you can see that this still doesn't quite fit in there. And that's because I remember when I first ordered this door lock, I didn't quite realize the size of this. This back bit here is the thing that's preventing it from going in. So what I ended up doing on my old Schecter is I just snapped it off. So let's do that. And that just comes right off. Oh, first thing I need to do first actually, before I try to fit this in here, is I need to retune this. Okay, so now we're in tune. First thing to note when we flip this over, we want to make sure that when we place this down, whatever you're laying this on isn't pressing up on the Floyd. I think, yeah, we're good. The Floyd is kind of floating off the table. So once this lock is in the outmost position, we're gonna just push this up against the block. And now we can just start getting some screws in. There we go. Our trem is now blocked off. So now I can't pull up on it, which means I can now drop this even further if I want to. With the G now dropped to an E. That is the tuning that we use for one of our songs called Safe in Your Arms. I can bring this back up to a G, no problem. And it's just like I have a hardtail. And then now it's back up to G. Tuning hasn't shifted. And if I want to put it back to floating, just undo that. And it's still in tune. But now it's floating. Yeah, that's it. Nice and simple. Let's get to the rest of the mods. It's done! Look how nice this has turned out. So I've done a couple of things to this. Most obviously, I made my own pickups featuring this really nice brushed chrome cover. The black covers were nice, but this brushed chrome look, I don't know, something about it just makes it look so, like, less metal, but more, like, classy, I guess. I'll talk more about the pickup specs in just a bit, but in terms of other mods, obviously you can see I've changed the control layout a little bit. When it first arrived, the pickup selector was down here. I swapped that around so it's pickup selector here, so I can get to it easily, like when I'm playing and, you know, playing solos and whatnot. I've actually disengaged the tone so it doesn't do anything because, I mean, I don't really use tone knobs in music that I play. But another thing that I changed is the kind of wiring for this guitar. As you guys might know, one thing I like to do with guitars is just extract as many possible sounds from the guitar. And one control layout that I found that really helps with that is this configuration here. So on the volume pot, it's a push-push to engage a coil split. Depending on the positioning of the tone pot, that determines which coil is being selected when the coil split gets engaged. So in the down position, it's these inner coils, and then in the up position, it's the outer coils. And that way I can also select between the inner and outer coils in just the bridge position, both pickups, and just the neck pickup. And then the most kind of glaringly obvious change is all the Floyd Rose kind of hardware points. I've kind of taken it a step further than what Schecter do with their Floyd Rose upgrades. With what Schecter do, they just change this saddle, I guess, push-in screw thingy-mabob. They changed that for stainless steel, and they changed this intonation screw for stainless steel as well. But the pack that I got, it came with the fine tuners. You can swap that out for stainless steel as well, and the individual saddle blocks, you can swap that out for stainless steel as well. So I just did the whole thing, and I think aesthetic-wise, not just for the functionality, but aesthetic-wise, this looks so cool. Because we got this like really nice like black and chrome kind of look. So flipping this over to the back, here's my ghetto trem stock, which is made from a bathroom door lock. Whenever I want to say change different tunings to go lower, for example, I can just engage this lock. This presses against the trem block, so I can't pull back on it. It's pretty much locked. And then I can unlock these and tune even lower. So yeah, quite a few mods. Let's plug this in and let's hear how it sounds, and I'll talk about the kind of pickup specs on this guitar. So I've got a patch. It's a bit different to what you heard earlier. I've just been reworking my tones for fun. So yeah, let's hear it. Yeah, very, very nice sounding pickups. So if you guys remember at the beginning of the video, I was saying that I really, really liked the way the stock pickups sound with this low tuning and through that kind of like really crunchy, heavy distortion sound. And the only thing that I was finding lacking from the stock bridge pickup was the kind of zinginess that you get from like fresh strings. It just wasn't translating through a clean sound. And I think I've remedied that by the way I've wound the pickup and the way I've spec'd it. So yeah, this is what the clean sounds like on the bridge pickup. So yeah, you can kind of hear that there's a bit more brightness, there's a bit more treble to the pickup, but just because of the way that the pickup's been spec'd and having a large ceramic magnet in the pickup, it's going to be high output, it's going to be very mid-range forward. Whereas with other pickups what I've wound with a weaker magnet and just a different build philosophy altogether, I've centered those to be more bright sounding, a bit more kind of articulate, whereas this is just kind of pure crunch, mid-range, chunky distortion. And I think that's where it sounds the best. Yeah, it just chunks and it chugs really, really well. And then moving on to the neck pickup, this is just one that I've spec'd for my own preference of sound. It's not based off of like the stock pickup. The stock pickup was very kind of, again, very high output, which isn't my preference for neck pickups. I quite like a more delicate sound, almost like a single coil-y sounding neck pickup. So let's show you what that sounds like. So yeah, that's an Alnico 5 in the neck pickup, wound with 42 gauge wire, trying to emulate sort of what like a Les Paul neck pickup would sound like, almost single coil type of neck pickup, but has a nice kind of round, bright character. The real surprise, however, was how it sounds with both pickups, because these are very different pickups, obviously. This is a big ceramic magnet, it was wound with very high output in mind, and this is just a very soft, kind of delicate sounding pickup, but in the middle position, they blend together really nicely. And then even nicer are the split positions. So this is first split inner coil. And then split outer coil. Yeah, it's just such a nice flavor of these two pickups blended together, which again was not the intention, but they do somehow ended up work really nice together. Let me show you how this trem stop works. I want to drop it lower now, so I want to take it to that E tuning that I featured on the channel not that long ago. So now the bridge is fully locked, and I'm going to unlock the nut up here, and then just tune it lower. And there you go. Now we're in E. Yeah, and it sounds even better in that tuning. Yeah, that's kind of the idea behind this locking trem, is because for our live shows, this tuning is used between like two different variations. So there's the G variation, which I was showing earlier, and then there's this E variation. So it's just nice and easy to be able to block off the trem and then drop it lower. And the reason I use a trem is because I have a couple of solos in the G tuning that I require a Floyd Rose for. So, you know, I just like to make my life difficult for myself. So yeah, this is now the E tuning with, so it's like drop D with a low E. So, what I'm probably gonna end up doing, I'm probably gonna use this live at our show next week, at our headline show. I've just really vibed with this guitar. It's so nice to play. The width of the neck is like just about perfect. It just looks really cool. And I really love the way it sounds. So I'm probably gonna use it at our show for our E and G tunings. I don't know when this video is gonna come out, but if it's before the show, then come to our show. It's at the Lending Room on July 3rd. I'll probably make a follow-up video just documenting my experience for using a kind of cheap budget guitar at a show. That's another thing I've mentioned. This guitar was really cheap. I didn't find out about this until after I got this. But this guitar is like 200 something pounds, sub 300 pounds. Just stock, it's already really incredible. And I just modded it because I like to mod things. For that price, you're getting a lot of guitar, and it's just really incredible how much guitar you can get for not a lot nowadays. Thank you very much, Gear4Music, for sending this out to me. Again, I didn't know anything about this until it arrived on my doorstep, so I'm very fortunate that they sent this out to me for me to check out and show off to you guys. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.